Okay, okay. On the Ives. On the Ives. All right, we are getting into nitty-gritty territory, like getting into like really splitting hairs on some of the differences that we hear in the recordings from rehearsals. Let's start at the beginning, and I would like to just catch things as we move through the piece. I've got all these red tags on my score, and we'll just catch them as we go through, but my goal is to progress section by section through the whole thing. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So here we are at the top. We missed you on Monday. Yeah, no, we... Okay, fine. I missed the sound of the timpani. Okay. I mean, if you're going to shut me down, I guess. Here we are at the top. Here we are at the top. Catch those first two things that I have marked. First one, can I hear the lows? The lows, if you don't enter until measure 3, let me hear you. And 1, 2, Yeah, that first D flat, ball, right? That first D flat just doesn't sound centered. Again, 1, ready. Good. Remember, timpani sound, it can definitely be a little bit longer. Ball, right? Milk that 8th note for everything it's worth. Last time. 1, ready, and. Oh yeah, like that. The 8th rest is more of a lift than a true like measured rest. Go to video, and I don't know why it's doing that to us. Okay. To me, something hates me, I guess. B, here we are, B. B, pitch at C is what we're after right now. B, and 1, ready. First note at C. First note at C, play and hold. Ready. I think it also, at least on that rep, I feel like you could have more impact, right? We have this like textural change from like the mid woodwinds here at piano, and then everybody's marked at fortissimo. I think that could be way more, like if we could just commit to the downbeat on that. Let's start, really just start at B again. Start at B.
Is that the chord that we said there was too many people on the third?
Yeah, there's four of the parts, 4 of the voices are written on the 3rd. So if you have a concert F sharp, just go ahead and bump it, just take the, like half a dynamic off of it. Right, that's what we discussed. Yeah. Okay. Here we are at B, and 1, ready. Much more together that time. That was excellent. Absolutely excellent. I could use just a little bit more oboe on top of that, right? Leading that quarter note down. Yeah, I guess I just stopped to say kudos. Good job. Here we are at D. Here we are at D. And 1, ready. So we put a shape on that quarter note, yes? Did we shape that quarter note?
Just a little tiny bit.
Yeah, just a bit of a decrescendo. Okay. The last recording that I listened to of us playing, it just was like, we just like chopped the end of that quarter note off. Just reminder that we need to shape that ba, get out of the way, and then they will push the crescendo. Michael? Yes, beat 1, the bar before F. If you have just a quarter note, just sort of shape it, like hit it strong, but then shape it out of the way, and then the horns, euphoniums, somebody else, trombone 3 will lead a crescendo out of that. Here's E. peckish, and 1, ready, and. It's the consecutive eighth notes. Right? Whenever we have the consecutive eighth notes, that's where it tries to rush the most. Whenever I tapped it out from my video the other day, we're trying to do it at 82, is where we've been like trying to play it. And if we could, again, push it way closer to like 65, way closer. It has to be on that edge of being bored, right? We're falling asleep in church or whatever ceremony you're at, right? It's just like, oh God. Let that tempo sit way, way back. Could still just a touch more trumpet on top of it, all right? Just a touch more trumpet in that whole texture. Again, at F, we will go on. Good control, much more control. I also need to practice that. Ready, and. Going on, ready, Yeah, the things I have marked in this, just so that you're aware. Quarter note people at G, if we can just lock in with whatever rubato-ness the 16th notes give us, just like make that, like lock your subdivisions in with what the 16th notes are doing. Because there is just a little bit of, I'm exaggerating right now, but let that drive your internal metronome, and we're gonna rely on them for our time there. Whenever we get to the trill that leads into our the trill before that, so like in the E flat clarinet, oboes, English horn, all the lows over here, can we crescendo all the way to that downbeat so that it actually connects to the idea that the flutes take off with, right? Keep that energy moving forward. Again at G. That was, to be fair, to give you credit where credit is due, that was much more aligned than the recording that critique was based off of, but I would still like to draw our attention to that subdivision responsibility. Here's that G, 1, and do, ready, and. It's fine. This was not marked on my score, but trumpets, I know it's marked at piano, chorale, really all brass. It's marked as a piano, like brass choir kind of thing, but it just needs energy. It needs some sort of shape, some sort of motion, something that pushes it forward. Not so much that it detracts from the woodwind action up here, but it just, right now, just sounds very flat. It just feels kind of stagnant while the rest of this is going on. We still need something interesting to happen with every part, if we could, please. Okay, we'll go on that. I'm gonna trust that it will be fixed next time. At H, I just feel like we can be softer woodwinds. I just feel like we can be as soft as possible. I want people to like be on the edge of their seat. Like, are they playing right now? Like, yes, they are. They're amazing. That's why. H. Ready. And you see the contrast there? You see that contrast? People are gonna be like, oh my God, they're so soft. Oh my God! We need that contrast in there. Trumpets, the quarter rest that you have at measure 65, can we make it, can we play the rest more musically? Just sometimes it just sounds like we're like breathe, play, right? Don't chop it so much, just more of like a lift, taper it off, I don't know, interpret that how you will. The rest just needs to be played more musically. Good. Same thing, contrast from the end of the interlude to J. I'm almost out of time here, so we're gonna have to cut it short, but that's fine. We'll just pick up where we left off, and we need as much contrast in that transition as possible. Here's I. 1, ready. Keep the block of sound. Don't let it taper at all. Just release. Right? Last note. Ready, and. Yeah. At that point, with those two transitions, the audience should be like, I thought I knew what I was in for, but I have no idea what's happening right now. Right, like it's like so soft and gentle, and then like, oh my God, and now it's a circus. Okay, whatever. We just have to lean into and overdo all of those characteristic contrasts so that they receive what it is we are after. That is my time for today. Thank you all for your time in musicianship. You're awesome. What? No one out the door. So when he gets back, we will be on the Barnes. Great.
Keep going.